Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. mun ngeen koo yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
South Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
Good evening, this is Star TV News. I am your news presenter, Momodo Bailabari, with this evening news. In the headlines tonight, President Barrow receives UNOWA's special representative. President Adama Barrow congratulates winner of Africa's most respected media CEO Award 2021. UTG Science Students Association observes Science Week. Guide and training of social affairs correspondents launch. In other news, UN Secretary Council backs Antonio Guterres for second term. Ethiopia beefs up security ahead of second field phase for Nile Dam. U.S. Senate report outlines security failures during Capitol breach. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. President Adama Barrow yesterday received the special representative of the Secretary General and head of the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohamed Saleh, who was on a 2-day visit to the Gambia. Khadijatu Danso was at the State House and she filed in this report.
The visit is part of his familiarization tour of the sub-region in his capacity as the new special representative of the Secretary General and head of the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel UNOWAS. During his visit, the special representative met with the UN country team. He commended the engagement and the dedication of all UN agencies serving in the country, encouraging them to redouble their efforts to help the Gambians shape a prosperous future. Mr. Anadif was received by His Excellency the President of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, with whom he discussed a range of national and regional issues, including the need to reinforce the UN-Gambia partnership to better support the people of the Gambia in their efforts towards consolidating democratic institutions, national reconciliations, human rights, and development. Mr. Anadif reaffirmed the commitment of the United Nations and the support of UNOWAS in coordination with regional partners to continue to accompany the government and the people of the Gambia in their determination to shape a prosperous Gambia and in holding credible and peaceful elections. Speaking to reporters immediately after a closed-door meeting with President Adama Barrow, Mohamed Sahel Anadif spoke to reporters regarding the purpose of his visit.
I start my function as the representative, special representative for Secretary General. In this context, I am conducting a regional tour of head of state ECOWAS. I am honored to be received by His Excellency Mr. Adam Barrow, President of the Republic of Gambia. Together we discussed the national issues as well as challenges our sub-region is currently facing, and on which the United Nations and ECOWAS and other partners will continue to cooperate. I am grateful that the President has reiterated the support of this government, as well as his personal commitment at the work of UNOWAS, and I look forward to this collaboration to for the benefit of the people of Gambia and West Africa.
Reporting for Star TV News, I am Khadija Danso.
On behalf of his government and the people of the Gambia, His Excellency extended heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Papsen, the Managing Director of the Point newspaper, and its entire staff for his recent award as Africa's most respected CEO, conferred by the Board of Directors of the Business Executive Limited. A big congratulations to Uncle Papsen. Modu Elbaji now reports.
In a letter conveyed to Mr. Sen, the President congratulated him for what he described as a well-deserved accolade. The President stated that the award is a proud moment for the Point newspaper, the people of the Gambia, and his humble self. His message also lauded the dedication to professionalism and commitment to journalism that Mr. Sen has demonstrated over the years, stating that it earns him the respect and honor the profession deserves. Mr. Sen emerged triumphant after coming up against competitors from Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa. The award is organized by the Business Executive Magazine, a leading periodic magazine covering economics, business, finance, investment, and socio-economic development in West Africa. Mr. Sen described his victory as a great achievement for the Gambian press. For Star TV, I am Modu Elbaji.
The University of the Gambia Science Students Association on Monday commemorated Science Week 2021 on the theme Science for Sustainable Prosperity to Elevate Health and Technology. The day-long activity was held at the Ibunjan Theatre in Kanifing, organized by the 16th Executive Council of UTGSSA. Awasane was there, and she files in this report.
The Science Week is a platform where the beauty of science is displayed through an exhibition, quiz, science fair, school outreach, campus cleaning and fun day, which is also meant to create an avenue for young scientists to showcase their talent and as well motivate others to venture into the study of science. The president of the association, Maimuna Trella, underscored the significance of this year's theme while taking the opportunity to call for women participation in technology, noting that technology is what is currently needed in tackling many health complications, especially maternal health mortality and COVID-19.
So this is where we come in play as science students, and then we ask ourselves, what can we do about it? So everybody here today will learn about their participation in health and technology and how to elevate it, how to make it better. You know, we have mothers, sisters, aunts, wives dying because of maternal mortality. We have people that were infected with COVID-19 and they did not even have the proper, we did not even have the proper healthcare system to take care of all of that. So that is the reason why we came up with this, and people can come here and have all of their questions answered, and even if you do not have your question answered, at least you will give researchers or scientists, the opportunity to think about this thing and then work on it.
Ms. Trella stressed that, though there are many people who are advocating for women empowerment, there aren't many women in sciences, which is not encouraging. Michael Jallo, the president of Information, Communication and Technology of the UTG, revealed that the Gambia is faced with lack of data, which he said is one of the effects they endure whilst embarking on any technology based on health. The psychology lecturer at the university, Madam Kantara, explained the relationship between psychology and science, noting that whatever is in our subconscious mind affects our consciousness, and therefore what students discuss during classes are all scientifically based because psychology is based on science and research.
Science has to do with research, psychology has to do with research. This is why the first class I normally have, I would ask students, what do you think is the link between science and psychology? So science is something you cannot escape. It's in everything, it's everywhere, you cannot deal with that. So by helping and producing science, the best science students in the university, is actually for the better development of the society and the country as a whole.
The president of Social Science and Humanities Study Association, Andrew Mendy, urged people to remove such notions in their minds that one discipline is better than the other, noting that disciplines complement one another and no one has the right to discriminate against anyone by what they studied, adding that he learned new things from this event. He, however, highlighted some of the challenges they encounter as the executive, stressing that at times they sacrifice classes to satisfy the need of students. A final year student at the University of the Gambia, Fatou Jallo, said academic is not only centered in the four corners of the classroom. Therefore, capacity building training is the fundamental things one need to know, whilst outlining their role on career development. Ms. Jallo noted that they have organized training for students on areas like assertive, critical thinking, and ethics, which are among the personalities one needs to have to be shaped.
We deem it fit and necessary for every student to have these trainings. And then other activities that we will be doing is to have focus group. So basically, the importance of the focus group is, since the center is centered at Carnifing, we want to make sure it's all inclusive, so that we will go to Birkama, have sessions with students in terms of their problems, in terms of their career path, what they intend to do, and then what they want to achieve. So again, we will come to the sciences, because we know science is very fundamental. Apart from academics, you need to have capacity building training.
Ms. Jallo concluded that they are working on projects where they will meet stakeholders to give training to students, partnering with the Career Development Center so that they can develop their skills. The event is held annually in the Department of Physical and Natural Science at the University of the Gambia, and it is one of the significant events for Science Students Association. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
Guide and training of social affairs correspondents was to launch to train journalists on how to report on children and women matters in the country. The opening ceremony was held at the late Usman Saho's Gold Project in Yundum. Hadi M. Jaju tells us more.
The training seeks to enhance the capacities of corresponding on child protection and women's rights issues in the Gambia and hone to their requisite skills in reporting on women and children affairs. The Minister of Information, Communication and Infrastructure, Honorable Ibrahim Asilla, said the training of reporters on children and women's affairs will create platform in order to engage on activities such as decision-making and other important issues affecting women and children. He went on to highlight the crucial role of his ministry in this training.
A crucial engagement from the side of our ministry to see that actions and activities like this are accelerated at national level to raise the necessary awareness, especially for information producers like you, to be au fait with the national laws and policies regarding child protection issues. The efforts in itself to have the guild of reporters in this country, where you have all the media houses represented and where desks are established that will be responsible for children's issues, is a commendable one.
Minister Silla reiterates his government commitment in associating on this laudable initiative. He added the government of the Gambia will always open its doors to engaging and discussions with people on the issues of women and children.
And the government of the Gambia associates itself with this laudable initiative, and we will continue to be open to engagements and discussions with you to accelerate this. And our doors are actually open to ensure that you have access to the necessary information that will help you reach out to your target audiences, more so the children, who basically are the primary consumers or primary target of your activities.
Honorable Silla seized the opportunity to thank the participants, especially the UNICEF country representative, for bankrolling this event. A representative from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Harriet Bass, calls for the need in strengthening of children's welfare in the country. She appealed for the media to be a main channel of communication, advocacy and resources mobilization in support of child's rights.
Ethical reporting on women and children issues remain a challenge in this country. Children and women's rights are often violated in mainstream media, both traditional and digital, due to gaps in the professional capacity of journalists, which need to be strengthened, and lack of sufficient knowledge about the essence of child and women. Improving in reporting and professionalism in dealing with the most disadvantaged and vulnerable children are needed to strengthen the media contribution in influencing public opinion and nurturing child and women-friendly social norms and values.
Ms. Bass was optimistic that the training will promote more responsible reporting on children and women. UNICEF country representative Godwin Jonathan Lewis had this to say during the event.
When we first thought about coming up with this initiative, we wanted a strong system that guarantees fair and responsible coverage of children and women in the media. We also wanted the strong participation of children in the national discourse, especially on issues that matter to them. After months of planning and consultations with our partners, today, finally, we are launching the Guild.
In her remarks, the Speaker of the Children's National Assembly, Honorable Sarata Sise, noted the crucial role the media plays in sending information to the general public.
In fact, the media shapes the society. Therefore, your role as media practitioners in advancing the cause of women and children in the Gambia is absolutely vital. Nonetheless, you need to be highly informed and maintain consciousness about issues of women and children in order for you to promote extensive, balanced, and responsible reporting on children and women issues.
Honorable Caesar said not much coverage has been accorded to women and children's issues compared to the other aspects of life, adding that many at times reports on children and women in the Gambia are either on abuse or other negative issues. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Hadi M. Jaju.
Those were the local stories. We will be back with the international news after the short break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes, and personal property. Gash Group, for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects, and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding. Gash.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4 TV fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. mun ngeen koo yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
South Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
And now, beyond our borders, the United Nations Security Council has officially backed Antonio Guterres for a second 5-year term as Secretary General. While the decision was expected, Guterres' style of quiet diplomacy has been a disappointment for human rights organizations, who say he has been too reluctant to criticize the powerful governments who handed him the job. Al Jazeera's Christine Salome reports from the UN headquarters in U.S. city of New York.
It took the UN Security Council less than 10 minutes to decide who should lead the world's most powerful international organization for the next 5 years. Its choice for the next Secretary General
that Mr. Antonio Guterres be appointed
is the current Secretary General. Antonio Guterres' first appointment in 2016 was announced with a rare public showing of unity from Council members. This time may have lacked the fanfare, but the Council President had high praise for the incumbent.
We have all seen, actually, the Secretary General in action. I think he has been an excellent Secretary General. He's a bridge builder.
Nevertheless, Guterres' style of quiet diplomacy has been a disappointment for human rights organizations, who say he's been too reluctant to criticize the powerful governments who handed him the job.
So when it came to Myanmar and the military coup that we saw a few months ago, he was very vocal on that, and he moved the UN system into doing something. He made the Security Council meet on the situation straight away. But then on other situations, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, China, where we're now seeing 1 million people in these internment camps, most of them being tortured as we speak, there is silence.
His spokesperson defended his record.
We all have the same goal, and that is seeing an end to human rights abuses. We all take different roads to get there, but in the end, we all want to get to the same place.
Two-term secretaries general are not unusual, nor are backroom deals to nominate candidates. But the process that led to Antonio Guterres' first 5-year term was hailed as the most open in UN history. Reforms that again allowed member states to nominate and interview candidates publicly, but this time yielded no other officially recognized competitors. The General Assembly still has to approve the decision before the Secretary General's place in history is official, a move that is widely expected. Kristen Salumi, Al Jazeera, the United Nations.
Ethiopia has stepped up security near its Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam project as tensions rise with neighboring Sudan and Egypt. The country says it is ready to start the second phase of filling the Blue Nile Reservoir ahead of heavy rainfall expected next month. Al Jazeera's Mohammed Adaw reports from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
10 years after construction began, water is slowly beginning to rise in Ethiopia's flagship infrastructure project. The Grand Renaissance Dam, which is built on the Blue Nile, is set to power a landlocked country of 115 million people, more than half of whom are off the grid. But as Ethiopia prepares for the second phase of filling next month, countries downstream are once again protesting. But Ethiopian officials insist their plan is not unilateral.
3 countries have agreed on the schedule of filling. Let's say they have reached consensus. You know, there are scientists, 15 of them, 5 from each of the countries. In 2018, designed, formulated a filling schedule. We're just following that filling schedule. This is not unilaterally developed by Ethiopia. It's developed by the 3 countries, the experts of the 3 countries. And you find that schedule in the draft agreements of Sudan, in the draft agreement of Egypt, and in the draft agreement of Ethiopia. In all documents, it is there.
Egyptian and Sudanese officials say that agreement was never signed and therefore not legally binding. Cairo and Khartoum have called for the United States, the United Nations, and the European Union to help reach a legally binding deal after an African Union-mediated process failed to reach an agreement. The deal will spell how the dam is operated and filled, based on international law and norms governing cross-border rivers. Egypt relies on the Nile for more than 90% of its water supplies. In March, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi warned his country's share of the Nile waters was untouchable and that there will be instability in the region if Ethiopia fills the reservoir without an international agreement. Ethiopia says the 5 billion dam is essential and that the vast majority of its population lacks electricity.
Ethiopia is in darkness. 60% of Ethiopians do not have access to electricity. And those who have access to electricity is in a very small distribution, a very small power that goes to each house. And Ethiopia is really very much in need of developing the country, industrialization, urban development, and bringing electricity to rural cities and areas so that, this power will be, instrument of supporting agro-processing, other development needs.
Addis Ababa says security at the dam has been stepped up and the Air Force is actively protecting the airspace over it. The announcement follows recent military exercises by Egyptian and Sudanese forces. Egypt has also signed military cooperation pacts with Ethiopia's neighbors, Kenya and Djibouti. The row over Ethiopia's dam has security implications for the entire region. Ethiopia accuses Sudan and Egypt of dragging their feet constantly over the issue of filling up the dam, something it says both countries knew would be inevitable one day. Mohammed Adaw, Al Jazeera, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
A U.S. congressional report says there had been credible intelligence of an attack on the Capitol building in January, but authorities did nothing. But this report does not analyze why the protests happened at all, which is why most senators say that they want an independent 9/11 style commission. Al Jazeera's Roseland Jordan reports from U.S. Capital, Washington, D.C.
We need some reinforcements up here now. They're starting to pull the gates down.
The police calls for backup unanswered. Angry crowds breaking in unimpeded. A bipartisan congressional report calls the response to the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol a failure of intelligence, preparation, and imagination. A failure, it says, led to the deaths of 7 people, including 3 police officers.
The intelligence was out there, and we know that now. In fact, at the time, many of us knew that. You all were reporting that there was, online chatter about violence connected with that gathering. So, to me, it was just amazing that that intelligence did not get in the right hands here.
The report says because no one shared the intelligence, Capitol Police and National Guard units weren't equipped and ready to head off any violent protests.
We will never give up. We will never concede.
And once the crowds left a rally at the White House for the Capitol, the report says the breach and the violence were inevitable. But this report does not analyze why the protest happened at all, which is why most senators say they want an independent 9/11-style commission.
There are a lot of other questions that need to be asked in terms of why did this occur? What motivated folks to descend on the Capitol, to engage in what was an insurrection? Those are questions that need to be asked and answered, and a commission would be able to take a more fulsome look at that.
The chances of that happening are diminishing, mainly because of partisan infighting. Democrats accuse Republicans of trying to protect former President Donald Trump and his administration, while Republicans say Democrats are playing politics of their own.
One of my big problems with the January 6th Commission is it was outlined the members, the commissioners, and the staff was going to be appointed by congressional leadership. So again, how do you get to the bottom of potentially what congressional leadership knew and when they didn't know it?
The report calls for more intelligence sharing and more training exercises and improved oversight. But it can't address the bigger issue. Why did people who call themselves patriots try to overthrow their government on January 6th? Rosalind Jordan, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And before we end the edition of the news, a quick recap of our main headlines. President Barrow receives UNOWA's special representative. President Adama Barrow congratulates winner of Africa's most respected media CEO Award 2021. UTG Science Students Association observes Science Week. Guide and training of social affairs correspondents launch. In other news, UN Secretary Council backs Antonio Guterres for second term. Ethiopia beefs up security ahead of second field phase for Nile Dam. US Senate report outlines security failures during Capitol breach. Well, that's all for this edition of the news. Do join us tomorrow for more news. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Until then, have a very good night.